Your questions about business, career, personal development, and achieving the American dream are more than welcome. Call 855 Makin It, 855-625-4648. Now, back to more Makin It with Tommy and Todd.
We're back with Tommy and Todd, Coast to Coast, and we have with us Mr. Dave Alwan, celebrity guest from Shark Tank. Todd has a few more questions he's going to follow up with.
You know, one of the things that I think a lot of people are curious about is how exactly did you get on Shark Tank? How does one get on Shark Tank?
Oh, it's a story in itself.
Yeah,
so
we wanna hear the story.
May of 2012, I'm watching a rerun come on, and I decided to get on the computer and see when auditions are. Find out there's one left that year in Culver City, California on Saturday, and I jumped on a plane 4 days later, flew to California, stood in line 17 hours, pitched out of about 54,000 people, I believe it was, in 2012, and made it to taping.
Oh, so you have to go to a tryout, and then you have to actually do your pitch?
That's what you did back then. They've changed it a little bit, but absolutely, you have a Sony, an ABC, and a Mark Cuban producer. You have 3 producers. You give them a couple of minutes, they give you a couple of minutes, and that's it.
And so, do you more or less do the pitch, the same pitch that's on the show is the pitch you did to get on the show?
No, not even close. Not even. You're not trying to pitch to the producers for an investment. You're trying to pitch to the producers why you think you should be on the show.
Oh, okay. Now, was that hard?
Hell yes, it's hard.
Yeah, exactly.
It's intense, man.
Exactly.
There's nothing easy about it. I mean, it's like game day. It's like, here you go. You know, you're talking Sony, ABC, and Mark Cuban. Does it get any bigger than that today?
No. What did you do? I mean, this is you're not an actor, a professional actor or anything. You're there. Did you just say, I'm going to be myself, I'm going to focus on one particular thing?
No, that's exactly. I was just myself. People were flying. So I got to the hotel, and there's already 5,000 people in line going down the sidewalk.
Wow.
And people are camped out there for 4 days, I found out. FedEx is dropping off tables and tailgates and you name it, the modifications of stuff that their people are making. I have a manila folder with the contract, the application for the audition, a magazine that I was on the cover of, and my small 16-page Christmas catalog. That's all I had. Wow. So I'm watching everybody fly in with, dragging bags in and, stuffed trucks in and everything else, and thinking,
exactly.
Holy moly, did I come too light-handed? And I just, told my story. Here I am.
And did you know right away that they took to you pretty quick, or do they make you wait, sweat it out?
Well, they gave me about 15 minutes back, so we had a really good dialogue at that point, and basically, either they want to see more of you or they don't. It's go home or let's go. We want to hear more about you, type of thing. And so I was fortunate enough they wanted to hear more about me.
What are they looking for?
Energy.
There's a big variety.
This is reality TV, so they want passion, they want energy, they want the good, they want the bad, they want the ugly, they want something that's going to be dynamic on television, they want new items, they want creative items, they want old people, they want young people. I mean, just something interesting that is going to capture the audience.
Did you know that when you did the audition?
Well, I watched it for the first 4 years, so I had an idea. I've been watching it for 4 years, and so there's about 40 a year. So I'd already seen 160 episodes, and there's 4 per episode. So you at that point, I've watched 500 people pitch. So I knew every frickin' person ahead of me that pitched.
So what did you like about the show that you were watching it so frequently?
Well, I knew we had phenomenal products. I knew Echo Valley Meats made tremendous products, and that almost 9 out of every 10 come back. But I knew the world didn't know about us, and so my whole goal was if I could get on the show and get one of them guys as a partner, man, then it starts to open the doors left and right. And to me, I've never chased the money. I like to say it's about connecting the dots in life, and that's what I wanted, was one of them guys to help connect the dots and open the doors.
Speaking of opening the doors, when I watch the show, I always think when those doors open and they introduce you, what's going through your mind and your emotions right then? I mean, you're going to come out in front of the billionaires.
I had 3 T-shirts on, and it's a good thing because I was sweating so bad it wasn't even funny. I mean, let's face it.
You didn't look like it.
Doors,
You didn't
they
look
don't know
like it because
anything
I
about
watched
you. You don't know anything about them, and that's the first thing you see is 5 very powerful people. I mean, it's nerve-wracking. What the hell?
I saw you, and you didn't look like it. You didn't look like you were sweating, so you did a good job not looking like you were under stress.
That was the fourth T-shirt, Todd,
Right.
you were looking at.
Yeah,
yes.
right?
Had you ever met the Sharks beforehand on that show?
No.
They
Didn't
do
know
that on
anything about
purpose.
any of them other than doing my own homework on them all.
And when you said, okay, I'm going to do this presentation, and did you say it's important for them to experience the product? Was that your angle?
Absolutely. I flew in with tons of product to feed them guys on the spot. And if you remember season 4 when I didn't get the deal, they all rant and raved over my product. Robert is like,
Yeah.
I'm from Croatia and I love cold cuts. And Kevin's like, this is phenomenal. And they all loved my product.
And that's what I noticed that on the first show, because when I looked, I said, okay, I'm going to watch first show and, the one he bombed on. And I thought I had the wrong show because they were so loving every one of them loved the product.
Well, I can tell you this.
And they're
night we
very
aired,
scrutinizing.
I had a party with Google Analytics. 30 seconds after airing, we had 87,000 on our site with 6,800 open shopping baskets that night. It was
Oh, my
crazy.
gosh. Wow.
Yeah, and the bad thing is we had a software glitch, and I shipped my first $100,000 twice. I got paid for it once, so it was catastrophic, too.
So after the first show, you had all those orders.
Yeah, oh yeah. I had 4,200 emails. I had heard from some of the biggest movie stars on the planet Earth that were offering me partnerships because the Sharks didn't take one, and they wanted to go into business with me as well.
Amazing. Now,
Yeah, it was crazy. I was actually offered. Let's just say this: a couple $1 million plus just for my name the next morning after airing. The morning I didn't get the deal.
what exactly? Just to clue our audience in, you're listening to Making It with Tommy and Todd, Coast to Coast. Just to clue our audience in, do you just ship your meats through mail order? I mean, that's the big thing with you, like.
Yeah,
you
we
go
have a
on
retail
QVC, you
store in
ship
Illinois,
meats.
but everything else is just shipping it through mail order. So Christmas gifts, employee retirements, safety programs, customer incentive program, reward programs through casinos and their VIP cards or their points cards. So there's all kinds of channels the way we sell our stuff.
What types of meats?
Oh, from steaks to hams to beef brisket to award-winning summer sausage and cheeses. Then we've got custom cutting boards and custom knives, and now we're getting into all kinds of really neat things. I mean, you want the best spiral ham in the country, come to us. You want some of the best summer sausage in the country, come to us. So,
If somebody doesn't, they haven't tasted your meat, how are the sales generated? Is it through word of mouth because someone tried it and then they said you tried, or is it because they just say, I'm going to take a shot at this?
probably both.
Okay.
Probably a little bit of both, to be honest with you. I know this. We have approximately a 72% of recipients that receive our gift come back and order on their own within 2 years.
Oh, okay. So you have some
that's
pretty good
staggering
analytics.
number. That to me is a huge sign of success in itself.
It is because I learned in business school, they're not they're not a customer until they buy the second time.
That's right.
And so you have a good customer program there.
Exactly. And what's really neat to me is we have some really powerful mailing lists. And once you see a recipient that's pretty influential, and next thing you know, a week or 2 weeks later, they're calling in the office and putting in a nice, 20, 30, 50 box order, that to me is like, wow, they were impressed enough with when somebody else sent them. Now they're doing it the same thing.
Now your catering is, obviously that's mostly local.
Yep. 100%.
And then you have your store. How's your local business been affected?
Oh, it's been good. I mean,
Okay.
Unfortunately, we're in Peoria, Illinois, and we're in Caterpillar's world headquarters. So Caterpillar
Okay.
has laid off over 100,000 people globally, and unfortunately, being in the world headquarters here, we've taken a humongous hit. So retail is fine, but it's definitely not growing. I would say it's stagnant. But it's definitely, we see a lot of new faces. The holidays, I'll tell you this, we just had our second biggest day, which was December 23rd, retail in the 26 years I've been here.
Wow.
So that's a good sign.
Sure
Yes.
is. Hey, Dave, I was fascinated by one of your answers, and that was the day after you were on Shark Tank the first time, which you didn't get a deal, that the next day you had movie stars that wanted to partner with you. You had people that wanted to pay you a couple $1 million for your name. Why didn't you take those deals?
Oh, it's you know what? Again, it's never been about the money to me. I don't chase the money. You get what you work for in life, not what you wish for in life. And I've missed 2 or 3 days in 26 years and work about 80-plus hours a week. So to me, it's about giving the best customer service and the best products in the market, and the sales will come on their own. I don't even worry about the sales because I know what the heck we're doing, and I know we got phenomenal products. And you know what? I'm a third generation. I have 2 kids. One will never talk or walk. She's handicapped. She's 18, has a feeding tube, has seizures every day. And so then I have a 14-year-old son. And you know what? I want the 4th generation to survive in the meat business. It's a totally different new company, but it's his if he wants it. And so I'm all about building the foundation. And once the foundation's set, it's not coming down.
What did you do different on round 2 of Shark Tank when you got the money?
Oh, everything. I went from 180,000 to 1.4 million, and we netted 22%. You know, so I had. If you noticed, I mean, they had multiple offers. I had Robert and Kevin were offering me double because the first time they didn't want anything to do with my retail or catering, and by the second time they wanted a piece of everything.
Wow.
And so, you know, it was game on. I was really comfortable the second time. Mark's family had already become everyday customers. I have a relationship with some of his direct family members as well as he and I email quite often. And he's just a great guy. And he was the one I wanted from day one. If I was able to get a deal with Mark, I knew Mark was a dot connector. It had nothing to do with his checkbook. Like I said, I could have taken double from Kevin or Robert, but I knew Mark was the guy, and he already believed in our product. And so it's really easy when they believe in your product to help promote it, too.
You know, I saw that episode, Dave, and I was a little shocked when you took Mark's deal as opposed to what the other, at least 2 sharks were offering you.
Well, let me tell you this. Somebody probably, I'll just call it a top 10 movie star in the world. After season 4, when I offered the Sharks $300,000 for 20% the first time, they offered me $1 million for 10% the next morning.
Wow!
So it's never about the money because somebody can give you $1 million doesn't mean anything. I want the support and to help connect the dots and open the doors along the way. If you don't have the back end and the engine, you might have the greatest Ferrari in the world, but if you don't have the engine in there, what the hell good is it going to do?
Right. So how's your business been doing since Mark Cuban became your partner?
Mark is the greatest guy there is. I love him to death. I love his family to death. We've got so many opportunities.
You know, Mark is from Pittsburgh as well as myself, so I
gotcha.
Take some credit for Mark.
No,
yes.
Phenomenal. We've got a lot of new opportunities. We're getting into the casino worlds. We're getting into the oil and gas programs and the safety programs and the 10-year programs, retirement programs. So we're uncovering a lot of new sales channels that most people don't even know exist. So you know what? I'm having the time of my frickin' life, to be honest with you.
Without Mark's celebrity, how long do you think it would have taken you to get the level of success you now enjoy?
Probably another at least 5 years on my own.
Uh-huh.
You know, I mean, Googles of the world don't call me and say, we want to put you on our employee program just because they saw me on Shark Tank. They called me because we're affiliated with Mark Cuban. I'm no dummy.
Yeah.
Right.
Let me ask you this. If you were to give advice to our listeners about how to make it in business and how to have the career you dream of, what would be your advice to our listeners?
Well, I'm going to tell you this, and like I said earlier, number one is you get what you work for, not what you wish for, but life is a journey, and you're going to fail, and you're going to fail miserably many, many times along the way. And even when you think you just hit a home run, somebody's going to catch it going over out of the park somehow. They miraculously caught it, and you're going to get out. So life is about preparation and learning, and learning from our failures, and that's what you're going to do time and time again. And I failed so many times along the way, but you got to believe in yourself.
That's good advice.
There's never been a day that I didn't believe in myself.
That's good advice. Hey, Dave, how can someone get a hold of you if they want to buy your products or invest more in your company?
Well, first of all, I'm not on the market, and so
okay.
I'm not open for investments. I'm not looking for that.
Well, how can they get a hold of you?
EchoValleyMeats.com, Dave Alwan on LinkedIn, Echo Valley Meats or Dave Alwan on Facebook. I mean, we're very social media out there.
Great.
You know, we're easy to find. You Google my name. I'm out there.
Great. Thanks for being with us, Dave. If you've been listening to Making It with Tommy and Todd, Coast to Coast, we'll be right back.